Hey Facebook, what's going on? Coming to you from a very nasty day. It's Friday morning, but it feels like a Monday because of the weather. I wanted to talk to you briefly about what I've been up to. We went to the beach, and if you've kept up with Facebook on my page at all, I've posted some pictures. We went to a concert down there with Toby Mac and Skillet and Lecrae. Now, you've probably heard me talk about Lecrae before, one of my favorite rappers. He does a lot of, all of his music is gospel-drenched rap, and it's Bible-driven stuff. It's really good. So if you've got a young one in the house, a child, teenager, whatever, that listens to rap music, I strongly recommend that you pick up a Lecrae album. It's going to be completely different than the stuff they're listening to now. I can guarantee that, and it'll may make a difference in their life. Wanted to talk to you kind of on that same topic. My son Trey, who his last day of 6th grade is today. He's got an iPod Touch that I gave him when I got my iPhone, and he's been listening to music and downloading stuff off of iTunes at the house for the past couple months. And for whatever reason, he's really gotten into Weird Al Yankovic. I have no idea why. I'm not even going to begin to try to understand that. But I don't have that much of a problem with that. I actually like Weird Al, and I was a little bit of a fan back, when I was younger. And his stuff it's not bad. And and it was kind of, it was nice to hear that that's the kind of music he wanted to download. Typically, I try to expose him to the Christian music, and he likes Christian contemporary music and the Christian rap like Lecrae. But he kind of started going off into the secular music, and that was the guy he picked to start listening to. And obviously, it could have been a lot worse. So I didn't have much of a problem with that. Until last night. Last night, he was sitting there beside me, and we were watching the Miami Heat Chicago Bulls game. And he was he wasn't downloading, but he was searching on iTunes for some music. And he looked over at me and he said, "Dad, can I download an Eminem song?" And all of a sudden I got yanked out of where I was and kind of back to the real world. And I kind of looked over to see what he was looking at, and he had pulled up the song 8 Mile and Lose Yourself. Now, he told me, and I confirmed, it was the clean version, a little sample that he was listening to, and that's what he wanted to download, the clean version of it. And I listened to it. I knew the songs because I grew up listening to Eminem, listening to gangster rap. That's what I did. That was my stuff. And I knew the songs. I'd heard the songs, but I wanted to hear the clean version, and I hadn't heard them in a while anyway, so I wanted to remind myself exactly what the lyrics were, what the content was, even with the cuss words bleeped out. And so I listened to it, and on most of the ones he was asking about, even though the cuss words were bleeped out, the content was still filthy. And I had to tell him no for those songs. But there was another one, the 8 Mile song in particular. The content wasn't really filthy. It was just about a situation that Eminem was going through, and the couple of cuss words it had in it were bleeped out. And that was, that was another consideration. I wasn't sure about that one. I wasn't sure what to say. And I need to be sure what to say. And that's why I wanted to put this little message together, because I'm struggling with that now because of the age that he's at and the kind of questions that I'm starting to get asked that make me wish he was back in 5th grade when I didn't have to deal with any of this stuff. But I wanted to talk to you about that, because I also see that sort of issue going on, particularly on Facebook, when I see a lot of friends that are, Christians. That's what's posted on their, info page. But also right below the info page is their favorite TV shows, favorite artists, favorite music. And a lot of the stuff is of the world. It's pretty, if it's not filthy, it's at least impure. Stuff like Real Housewives of whatever, the Kardashians, a lot of this I guess reality TV stuff. It's if the best case scenario is it's a slippery slope, the worst case scenario is it's just filth and it's impure. And I see a lot of that with people that are Christians. And I hear the same argument that I hear from Trey, my son, and trying to convince me to let him have the Eminem song. It's that, oh, this is just something I'm listening. This is just a TV show. It's just a song. It's just music. It's not going to affect me. I'm not going to get affected by it. And that's just not true. And what it does is it affects your norms. It gradually, as you listen to it over the week, over the year, over the years, it affects your standards and your norm, what you think your center point, what you think is normal and okay. And that's why it's a slippery slope, because to listen to this next song, it's a little bit worse than what you're listening to now. It's just one step away. You know, one step's not going to hurt anybody, but it's a year on down the line when you've taken 50 steps and you're listening to something that you never would have considered listening to a year ago. That's what happens, and it happened to me, and that's why I've got the right to talk about it, and I've got the right to tell you that it's not okay, and it will affect you regardless of how you may feel. And let me just tell you, that's a little bit of arrogance and pride talking. If you're telling me and you're telling yourself, and maybe you've convinced yourself that these things won't change you. You know, you're strong enough to be able to do that, and you know it's just a TV show. You know it's just a song. No. Jesus talked about this in Matthew and Luke. Same thing, but in both of the Gospels it was recorded. The eyes are the light of the body, and whatever, you know, if the eyes are good, the body's going to be good. And what that means is what you let in your eyes, what you let in your ears, what you consume in this culture is going to go right into your body, and it's going to affect your body. If it's bad, your body's going to be bad. You're going to be bad. You're going to pick up some of that stuff from the culture that you let in. It's going to happen. Read it. It's in there. And if all you let in here is good stuff, and you only listen to good stuff, then what's going to come out is going to be good. And we control that with free will. He gave us free will, and we have to choose to exercise it responsibly in the way that He has instructed us to in the Bible through His Word. In addition to that, Paul in Philippians 4 talked about the same thing. When he was writing to the church, he said, keep your mind on that which is pure. Keep your mind on that which is noble. Keep your mind on that which is good. You keep your mind on that sort of stuff. Number one, you won't have time to look at the other stuff that's in the society out there that wants to bring you down. So it's in the Bible. It's not just Richard talking on his iPhone in his car outside his office. This is real stuff. And this kind of stuff destroys lives. And when people are engaging in the activity, they don't even know that they're in danger of it, because we all convince ourselves that it's just a TV show. It's just a song. We're strong enough to know that. We're adults. But that's not the case, and it's not just TV shows. It's everywhere you go. Have you been to the mall lately? Do you see the Victoria's Secret posters, not inside Victoria's Secret, but on the windows facing the mall? As I walk my little 5-year-old girl from one end of the mall to the other, and I see, you know, 2 girls in panties and bras looking like they're about to kiss or something. It's everywhere. And if you can't even recognize it, how are you going to fight it? You have to know that we have to keep our minds on that which is pure, and not voluntarily go and turn that TV on and expose ourselves or our children to that which is impure. And that's what I'm struggling with now, because I've got a little boy that's, you know, innocently asking if he can purchase this Eminem song, which sounds good and he likes. And I've got to, you know, determine what the answer to that question is. And the funny thing is, I'm sitting here telling you the answer. I know the answer, but applying the answer in my own life is the hard part. And I'm sure that goes for everyone. Hope to have another message up soon. If you listen to this, I appreciate it, and thanks a lot.